All right, welcome back to part two of being your true you, your true self. So in this part two, I am going to go through some of the things that I realized that I am and how I got to these things. This wasn't easy for me. I didn't like looking back. I have shame of the way things have unfolded in my life, how I got to this point, and I'm using these things as building blocks to becoming who I want to be. That's changing daily, to be honest. Monthly, who I am right now, I'm not the same person next week, and I'm definitely not going to be the same person next month, and all that stuff. All these things are opportunities for me to grow and become better, become the ultimate vision of myself and how I feel. Now, this was inspired by a podcast that I watched, like I mentioned in part two, and something I saw on Sean Whalen's Instagram page. So, please, if you haven't watched part one, check out part one. It'll give you a little bit of steps. This is sort of how I found out who I am, who I really am, and who I want to be. So, a couple things. I always felt a little different. I always felt that I was the shy, quiet person. I felt that, some of my ideas weren't worth sharing, weren't worth being heard. I felt very unheard, but I also felt that that was me not being confident enough to share what or say the things that I wanted to say, or do the things that I wanted to do. So it always sort of like me being unheard was partly me holding myself back. So I've done a lot of growing in the last year. And yeah, so these are some of the things that I am. And some of the stuff I was ashamed of, some of the stuff I still am ashamed of, and some of the things, I'm working on, and I continue to grow. And that's one thing I'm not going to stop, is continue to grow and to continue to help people and stuff like that. So, for me, what I found out when I did this is I'm extremely loyal. I believe in loyalty. Believe in loyalty almost to a fault. I'm loyal to a point where I think sometimes I can be taken advantage of. That being said, that's not going to change, because I believe loyalty is very important. And it's going to take a very lot for someone to lose my loyalty, and stuff like that. It's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing when it's people take advantage of that loyalty, or you feel that people are taking advantage of that loyalty. But that's when you have to step in and question these people. So, yeah, I'm very loyal. So if you are my friend or an acquaintance or anything like that, you can count on me. Plain and simple. It doesn't matter day or night. Call me. If I can help you somehow, or if you need somebody to stand in your corner, I'm your guy. Okay? It's something that I've always wanted, that I felt maybe I didn't have, so maybe that's why I've become so loyal. Honesty. I'm honest. I haven't always been honest to myself. I haven't always been fully honest. Not the fact that I was lying or anything like that. It was more like holding things back, not saying things when I wanted to say something because I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You know, that's no one wants to hurt anybody's feelings. That's just a given. No one wants to hurt somebody, especially somebody that they care about, or even somebody that they just met. No one wants to be that person. Now, that's a given for everybody, whether you think that or not. But that's a given for everybody. So I am working on my honesty. I am working on not keeping things in, because I'm afraid it might hurt somebody's feelings, or I'm afraid that it might make me look stupid, or people might not, you know, their opinions of me will change. So, not that I was lying to people, but I wasn't being completely honest to me in my feelings and who I wanted to be. I was holding it back because I was a little bit embarrassed of these things. That is something that I am working on. So I will be more blunt, because honesty is something that I believe that, like loyalty, is something that people need, something that people, like, I need that. These are things that I look for, and stuff like that, right? So not only being honest to somebody, but being honest to your true self. So, which means not holding back, whether it's saying that you don't like something, or, hey, don't be a dick. You know, you right now you're acting like a dick, so stop it. You know, because you might hurt somebody's feelings. Well, you know, if someone's being a dick or something like that, they might need to be put in check, which is how you be honest. Yeah, I haven't been really honest. I've had to do a lot of looking in stuff, but I haven't been honest with myself and my true feelings and my true wants and my true desires and stuff like that. So another thing that I'm definitely working on is my discipline. And this is where my honesty is. I looked in and I had to look. Am I really doing what I need to be doing? The answer was no. So I am working on my discipline. There's little things that I do that, because I tend to put things off, I'm not disciplined on things that I need to be more disciplined on. Then so I had to look honestly at that, and yeah, that's something that I'm working on. Now, something that I am doing to boost that, because discipline is doing something that you don't want to necessarily do, but you know you need to do it. You know, it's getting cold outside. I don't necessarily want to take the dog for a walk and freeze my ass off while we walk around the lake. But I do it, and I enjoy myself, because I love to be outside. I love to look at the poor ducks on the lake now, I think, are frozen in there. But whatever. You know, if you just force yourself to do it, once you start doing it, you'll realize that, hey, you know what? It's your head that's stopping you from doing it because, oh, it's cold out. Well, put on an extra jacket. Put on a toque. You know, wear some gloves. You're good. It's not so bad. Getting started, the discipline to get started and to follow through is the hardest thing. And that's, I think everybody has that. Some people are way better at certain things. I am very disciplined now that guaranteed 3 times a week. Now, I know I need to do it more, but I'm pushing myself to do 3 and then 4 times a week. I work out. I try to do it twice a day. I spend 20 minutes. Yeah, everyone has an extra 20 minutes. You know, turn off the TV. And honestly, what I do is I work out in my little home gym that me and my kids have created. And I'll watch either a motivation video or a car show or something silly on Netflix on my phone or YouTube while I work out. So I'm still working out and I'm still sweating. I still have goals I set on each piece of equipment and I do it. And if it takes me a half an hour instead of 20 minutes, it takes me a half an hour. But I do that 3 times a week and I'm trying to bump it up. So discipline is something that I have to work on, but I also found that once you start working on it, it's actually easier to keep going. I care. I care about stuff, maybe stuff that people might not think is important, but I do. And I used to be embarrassed about that. But really, I'm a caring person, and that's an actual good thing. So I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not embarrassed about it anymore like I used to be for some silly reason. I'm not even sure what that reason was, but in a nutshell, yeah. I am very, very sentimental. I have every single Father's Day gift that my kids have made me, every single drawing that they've given me. I now have 2 drawers in this cupboard full of drawings of, to be honest, I don't know what they are because I don't remember. They look like lines, but my kids drew them for me. They took their time to make them for me. That I have it. I have every note and every card that my wife wrote me, good or bad. I mean, not that she wrote me bad notes, but I've kept all that stuff. Anything that I've gotten from my kids, I have stuff from my uncle that passed away, notes that he wrote, my grandparents, things that my friends have given me. I don't throw anything out. Not that I'm a hoarder, but I have one very special thing. Was my oldest son. In kindergarten, they made arts and crafts. So he made a little card and he drew something in it and it said to Daddy in kindergarten writing. So of course it was to Babby because the D's and the B's were all mixed up. From Carter. And he put a little picture of a dog that he cut out of a magazine in it. And he told me when he gave it to me that he wanted me to keep it where I could see it, like in my toolbox, which it was in my toolbox forever. That if I ever missed him, I could look at it and knowing that he loved me. Now, I have that in my truck now. It's been in multiple vehicles now because my toolbox is at home. So I keep it in my truck. And when I changed vehicles last, I forgot that it was in there. And it was an awesome surprise. Now, this is like almost 10 years ago that I got this thing. So yeah, I keep it. I have drawings that my kids have drew in me, taped to my wall. I have a box of cards for that. So some people have said, oh, it's just paper or it's just a drawing or whatever like that. I'm like, and you can't keep everything. And yes, that's true. If I kept absolutely everything, but stuff that's important to me, memories that are important to me, sentimental moments in my life are important to me, and I might refer back to them too much, not too much that, or maybe try to recreate moments like this when it's not necessarily it's more like living in the past and not creating new moments and stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically who I am. I am loyal, maybe to a default, but whatever. I'm honest and working on being more honest. Very trusting, and I'm not ashamed of that at all. I'm working on my discipline. I know it needs work, and I will continue to work on it. I am trying to learn more every day about myself, because I actually, some of it's hard, but it's also, it makes me better. I'm not going to stop learning. I am braver than I thought. I have more confidence than I thought. And being somebody that somebody can talk to and listen to, and maybe the person that people go to fix situations that I used to be embarrassed about, I'm not. Call me. I'll talk to you. I'll help you. Because by doing that, I actually help myself. And sometimes all we need is somebody just to talk to and bounce ideas off of. So don't be ashamed of who you are. And if there's things that you feel that you don't like, work on them. There's steps that you can do to work on them. Always strive to be better than you were from one day to the next. And don't be embarrassed about who you are. Don't hide who you are. The people that are, that don't necessarily like the things of who you are, you don't need them. You don't need to hide who you are to be with somebody or anything like that. And I'm talking about experiences where I've hidden stuff and I've had people hide stuff on me. And all I really want is to know these people fully for who they are. And they don't have to be embarrassed about stuff like that. And I know I don't have to be embarrassed about who I am. Because if I'm important to them, just like they're important to me, it's because of these things and these new things, and people grow and stuff like that. People want the best for everybody, and no one wants to be withheld back, or held back, not withheld. So yeah, be open and honest with yourself and the people around you of who you are, and the people that are supposed to be with you will be with you, and people that you feel that might be dragging you down or holding you back, will soon find that maybe they don't need to be there. And I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, so yeah, be who you are. Sometimes scary, but it helps you, and it helps others see who you are, and you might be surprised. So continue to work on yourself every day. You're not alone. You're not as weird as you think, if you think that, and you're not as bad as you think. Everyone makes mistakes, and it's whether you learn from these mistakes or whatever that makes you a different person and a better person. So be honest with yourself, even if it's hard, and try to live your best version of yourself. And these versions always evolve, and never give up. Don't give up on yourself, and don't give up on the others. Boost people up, do kind things, always be helpful if you can, and always lend a helping ear, because you don't know when you can boost somebody else up. So, I mean, it's a dark journey some of us go on sometimes, but if you need to, You can contact me, talk to me. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I was worried about, to be honest, I was worried about it all day. Started thinking about how I was gonna do it last night, and yeah, I got it in my head and all this stuff. So just be authentically you, as much as you can, and the more you are, even if it's scary, the better you will feel as you open yourself up. So as always, please like and comment, share, and if you do not want to have a comment posted on the YouTube, you can always reach me at deepwithinthemancave@gmail.com, and I will get back to you with any questions or comments you may have. And remember, always be good, and tomorrow is always going to be better. Bad things don't last forever, and be kind to each other and look out for one another. Thank you.